Hey Leo, this is your bi-weekly reading for, we are going around cycles, and what month are we in? November. November new moon, that was like 12th into the 13th, which is when I'm filming this, into or up to the full moon in Gemini, right? So the new moon in Scorpio to the full moon in Gemini, that's what we're looking at during this 2-week period of time. So as you know, if you've joined me before, or if you don't know, actually welcome. These videos, oh, I'm feeling this top card. These videos, oh, nice. These videos are meant to be these kind of like short little sweet bites that give a little extra guidance going into a 2-week period of time. 2 weeks is a hell of a lot easier to track than a month, right? The monthly readings are out though, so if you want to know how the beginning, middle, and end of the month is going to play out, and any kind of like challenge that's going to be prominent, any kind of advice that comes with that, go check that out. I'll link that at the end here. And also astrological highlights videos are on and poppin', so you can check that out as well. Okay, so these videos are really about the waxing and waning phases of the moon, right? So either what are we building towards or what are we clearing out, need to let go of, different types of attention for a 2-week span of time, which is so quick. And I always pull these for what is going to be the most beneficial, like common thread for as many of whatever sign I'm reading for as possible. And also what area of life are we having our attention drawn to for this particular sign that is saying like, hey, this is the linchpin, this is the domino, this is the ripple effect that if you pay attention to these things will best benefit your life. I like reading this way just because this is like, okay, if you had the ability to know what things are going to benefit every area of your life, if you were to take some time for a 2-week period of time to give it a little bit more attention, wouldn't most of us do that? I think so. So anyhow, what are we looking at for you, Leo? We are looking at the 12th house. So this is the house of mental, I would say emotional health as well, like mental health, emotional health. We could say also isolation. And that can go shadowy or be awesome, right? Sometimes time alone and having some time to ourselves and really being with our own energy is really helpful and useful. And other times it can feel really like isolating in a way that is like, oh, I'm alone. And that doesn't feel good, right? So there are a lot of things with this. This also has to deal with also altered states of consciousness, whether that's achieved through meditation or breath work or plant medicine or whatever else, right? Like altered states of consciousness, which on the shadow end can turn into addiction, right? It can be like things that we're addicted to, how we escape, right? Speaking to that kind of isolated on our own kind of vibe. So, and also having to do with like spirituality, like our sense of like connection to, I don't want to say like our beliefs. It's more like the way that we melt into the oneness. That sounds so damn woo when I say that, but the way that we feel, and I think this is why it really goes well with like altered states of consciousness, because it's like the way that we kind of like understand ourselves as a part of the whole and like feel that connectedness and like that boundaryless kind of space, that nebulous connected to everythingness. So that's what this has to do with. So any of those that feel resonant for you, again, this is a collective reading, right? So for sun or rising sign, if this is your message, awesome. If not, go check out your rising sign if this is your sun sign, and get a 1-to-1 reading if you really want to get specific. If it's with me, information's down below. So what advice are you getting for this? Well, it's interesting because we have this like connection to, I'm still getting used to how big these cards are. It's interesting because we have this connection to like what it is that you're feeling best life is, like what you feel like your blissful, most amazing life would be. And for whatever reason, there's a connection to your mental, emotional health, like to your sense of allness, to the way in which you're connected, and to whether you are being in like connection with people or really maybe in more hermit mode, but there is this connection between that and you visioning into and wanting to create what it is that you dream of is your best life, right? So in this particular depiction, we have, it's like a partner situation with kids and they have their land and they're like, this is the dream. Everything is amazing, right? They're just like, oh, wow. And so whatever that version is for you, maybe for you, that's like, I have a traveling cat and we hike all of the national parks and, you know, all over the states or all over the world, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't matter what your dream is. It's about tapping into that. And I think sometimes we need to have a little bit of a hermit mode, a little bit of time alone, a little bit of reflection, maybe a little bit of medicine, a little bit of plant medicine, or a little bit of meditation, or time in nature, or contemplative time overall, to just be in a state where we can receive and get these kinds of epiphanies and get some clarity and understanding about what it is that we're wanting to create. So often, if we don't periodically come back to daydreaming and visioning and, you know, having some kind of fantasy about like, what is it that I dream of? What feels good? What pulls me forward? We can often be like on this track that like we had goals from like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, and we're just like on this trajectory going towards that. It's like, is that really me moving towards what my best life would feel like now? Is that what it is now? Or how has that changed? And so there is this like visioning. And how does this fit into the moon, right? We're talking about the waxing moon going from the new moon to the full moon. And it's like, wow, okay, well, like if this is what we're looking at building, it's like, well, then what am I looking at building? What is it that I want to put my time, energy, and attention into and create, right? So I hope that this feels helpful in some way. If it did, please give the video a like. It really, really does help me so that I can be in front of more eyeballs. And also, I'm really contemplating like, what do I need to do to really build this channel? And I really want to make it accessible and helpful for everyone as much as possible. So if you have things that you want to know about tarot or astrology that you'd like me to make videos about, or things that you're like, I could do without that, or I could do with that, please keep that. Let me know, DM me, send me, or put comments down below. That also helps. And while you're at it, why not subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos on the horizon. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for being here.